Okay, I'd like to spend this tutorial doing some stuff with fractions. We'll do multiplying fractions and adding fractions. So first thing, we'll just do some multiplying of fractions. And the general rule for that is that if I have fraction a over b, and I times that by fraction c over d, what we get is a times c over b times d. So what we've got from that is just the top numbers multiplied together and the bottom numbers multiplied together. So, example. Let's say I have 4/9 times by 2/3. All we have to do is multiply the top numbers together to get 8 over bottom numbers together, 27. So just remember, with multiplying, it doesn't matter what the numbers are, you can just multiply them in whatever form they're presented in. So top numbers multiplied together, bottom numbers multiplied together. That's it. Okay, so for adding fractions, there's a little rule that we have to satisfy first before we can actually add fractions together. And that is the numbers on the bottom line have to be the same. So let's say I have 3/6 and 4/2, and I want to add those together. I can't quite do that yet because these bottom numbers, 6 and 2, aren't the same. So what I have to do then is try and convert them, like convert these fractions into fractions where they have the same number on the bottom. So we can start by looking at, well, we have 6 here. Is there any way I can turn 6 into 2? Not really, not easily. Then I have 2. Is there any way I could convert 2 into 6? Well, yes, what I could do is times it by 3. But if I times the bottom number of a fraction, I have to times the top number as well. So that gives us 2 times by 3, because we want to turn it into 6. And then I have to times 4 by 3, because we have to do the same thing to all fractions. So the next line would then look like 3/6 add, well, we have 4 times by 3, it's 12, over 2 times by 3, which is 6. This is equal to, well, 3. Then what we do, is we add the top numbers together. 3 add 12, 15. And now here's the other thing with adding and subtracting fractions. We don't do anything to the bottom number. That stays the same. So we get 15/6. Now, one thing you can do, if you're having trouble working out what these two bottom numbers can be turned into, what you can just do is times them together and then use that as the bottom number. So if I were to do that, I'd have 2 times by 6 and 6 times by 2, so our two bottom numbers are going to be 12. Then what I have to do is work out, well, what did I do to 6 to make it 12? I times it by 2. So I have to times the top number by 2. So 3 times 2 is 6. Then back over to this one. I have 4/2. What did I do to the 2 to make it 6? I times it by... what did I do to the 2 to make it the 12? I times it by 6. That means I have to times the top number by 6. 6 times 4, 24. There we go. So that is adding and multiplying fractions. Now note with adding fractions is the same process if you need to subtract fractions.